Okay, 2.41. व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिरेकेह कुरुनन्दना बहुशाखायनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many-branched. Purport: a strong faith that by Krishna consciousness one will be elevated to the highest platform of life is called Vyavasayatmika intelligence. Okay. So, first thing here, those who are on this path are resolute in purpose. On which path? On the path of what Krishna discussed in verse 40. Which is, what did we discuss in verse 40? That there is no loss or diminution. Little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. In this endeavor, what is this endeavor? This endeavor is Bhakti Yoga. So in Bhakti Yoga, those who are on the path of Bhakti Yoga are resolute in purpose. Their aim is one. So this is the most important thing for us to make progress in Krishna consciousness. In fact, Srila Prabhupada decided to commit himself to the desire of his Guru Maharaj after he read a commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur on this verse, where it is said that Yasya Prasadat Bhagavad Prasado Yasya Prasadan Nagati Kutopi, that the pleasure of Guru, that is the Guru is pleased by us, then it means Krishna is pleased. So, and since his Guru had asked him to go and preach in the West, he decided to commit his life to that desire of his Guru. And that is the reason we are here today and we are able to discuss Bhagavad Gita. So, their aim is one. Aim is one. To achieve Krishna Prema. That is the aim. To become devotees and to achieve Krishna Prema. Because the intelligence of those who are irresolute means that they are not fixed on one thing. So then obviously their intelligence is also many branched. So which means that if you have multiple things to think about, then your intelligence will also split into thinking about so many of these things, so many of these different paths. Maybe work. How can I progress in what work? How can I make my family life happy? How can I get wealth? And by the way, okay, I can also do bhakti. So then if there are 4 paths, then intelligence is split amongst these 4 paths. But those who are on the path of Bhakti Yoga should be resolute in purpose, which means that they should have only one aim. If somebody asks us saying that what is the goal of your life? You should not say, okay, one of my goals is Bhakti cannot be one of our goals. Bhakti has to be the only goal. Okay, so a strong faith that by Krishna consciousness one will be elevated to the highest perfection of life. So we are all behind highest perfection of life. First of all, we should all be behind highest perfection of life. And a strong faith that by Krishna consciousness we will be able to achieve that is called Vyavasayatmika intelligence. Now the other way of understanding Vyavasayatmika is, Vyavasaya means like agriculture or business. So one's intelligence which is business-like meaning single-pointedly focused on bhakti. That is Vyavasayatmika. Like, businessmen, all the time they are thinking about how to make money. Right? That is their Vyavasayatmika intelligence. Their intelligence is fixed on how do I make more money? How do I make more profit? Similarly, a Krishna conscious person should be all the time thinking, how can I serve Guru? How can I serve Krishna? How can I make my life perfect? This is Vyavasayatmika intelligence. Chaitanya Charitamrita states, Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kahe Sudruda Nishchay, Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. Faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. Sublime means which is very exalted or which does not belonging to this material world. When one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, it need not act in relationship to the material world with obligations to family, traditions, humanity, or nationality. That we already saw in the previous verse. Devarshi bhutapta nrinam pitrinam na kinkaro nayam ranicha rajan sarvatmanaya sharanam sharanyam vato mukundam pariyartya kartam. One who is surrendered to Mukunda, he has no obligations. Otherwise, human being generally has 6 types of obligations, which he has to fulfill. Otherwise, it is sinful. But for a Krishna conscious person, there is no need. There are no obligations. Fruitive activities are the engagements of one's reactions from past good or bad deeds. Which means that if we want to engage ourselves in this life also in fruitive activities means activities meant for sense gratification that are because of one's reaction. So which means that previously we have engaged in karma which is sense gratificatory. Because of that karma phala, we again engage in further such activities. But when one is awake in Krishna consciousness, he need no longer endeavor for good results in his activities. That is very important. So when we are become Krishna conscious, we don't have to try and do good deeds like feeding the poor or giving donation to the poor or these kind of so-called good activities. We don't have to engage in good activities because we are engaged in the topmost activity, which is Krishna consciousness. That is why, when somebody comes to, they're begging at the signal, somebody comes to you begging for alms, don't give them money, give them prasadam. Because that's not a good activity. It is a transcendental activity. It transcends material goodness. So it satisfies the requirement of that individual also, which is to take care of his hunger. More importantly, it is prasadam, and that person will be benefited and might come into bhakti at some point of time. When one is situated in Krishna consciousness, all activities are on the absolute plane, for they no longer subject to dualities like good or bad. That is why it is called akarma, which we will discuss in the next chapter. The highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of the material conception of life. So this is very important. Material conception of life means I am this body and I am here to give enjoyment to this body by eating, sleeping, mating, defending. And in that mood, spend the whole life. So Krishna consciousness means giving up this material conception of life, giving up this thought that I am this body, because I am not the body, I am spirit soul. And this state is automatically achieved by progressive Krishna consciousness. So whether we know this knowledge or not, if we simply engage in Krishna consciousness, then we automatically achieve this renunciation from material conception, because Krishna says dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. So if you are engaged in activities of Krishna consciousness, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janaiti Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayata Hetukam. Automatically Gnana and Vairagya will come. Knowledge and renunciation will manifest in us automatically if you are simply engaged in devotional service without even knowing. Doesn't matter. The resolute purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. What is the resolute purpose? Vasudeva Sarvamiti. So Mahatma Sudurlabha. Person in Krishna consciousness is the rare good soul who knows perfectly that Vasudeva or Krishna is the root of all manifested causes. And he is the goal. He is the goal of life. Such a person is very, very rare who fixes Krishna alone as the goal of his life. So if in case any of us have fixed Krishna as the goal of our life, then we should understand that we are one of those rare souls. Prabhupada is saying rare good soul. Rare good soul. As by watering the root of a tree, one automatically distributes water to the leaves and branches. So by acting in Krishna consciousness, one can render the highest service to everyone. So this is also very interesting, namely self, family, society, country, humanity. Sometimes we think, devotees, we are practicing something, then our relatives are opposing us, families opposing us, etc. But if we are able to do Krishna consciousness, then we can actually render highest service. Why? Because if we achieve perfection, then anyway, 21 generations will get benefited. And generally, people whom we meet also will talk about Krishna consciousness, they'll also be benefited. And if Krishna is satisfied by one's actions, then everyone will be satisfied. So if Krishna is pleased by us, then automatically others will become pleased. Now, it might take some time because people are ignorant, but people will realize that, okay, what these people are doing is not bad. Because Krishna is pleased, they'll also become satisfied in course of time. Service in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practice under the able guidance of a spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows the nature of the student and who can guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. So this is very, very important. So one has to, first of all, we should have a spiritual master who is a bona fide spiritual master and who knows the nature of the student. So this is one of the things that I keep telling devotees, saying that, when you're in the process of thinking of a guru, please make sure that you can be directly in touch with the guru, not some representative of the guru. Because see, guru actually has to know the nature of the student and he should guide accordingly. Right now, unless the representative of the guru are actually as bona fide as the guru, but still some very important decisions in life cannot be taken in consultation with anybody else. It has to have the approval of guru. So whether it is somehow you have to make sure that you will establish that connection with your guru. Otherwise, because it's very clearly being said, actually we are not supposed to get initiated namesake, as in after that there is no communication connection between guru and disciple. No, that's not how it is supposed to be. There has to be, at least intermittently some connection with the guru. So this is very important, because based on the nature of the student, guru will say, okay, you do this, you don't do this, you get involved in this, it will be more beneficial for you, etc. As such, to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has to act firmly and obey the representative of Krishna. So we have to act firmly, not dilly-dallying, or like once we do something, then we do something else. Not like that. And we have to obey the representative of Krishna. So for which we have to first be in touch with the representative of Krishna. And one should accept the instruction of bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. This is the most important thing. Which is the reason why we should, at least our guru should know us. So the guru knows us, then guru will know what we are, what is our nature. Then he can give instruction, and then we can commit ourselves to follow that instruction, and that will give us perfection, which means that we will go back to Godhead. No doubt. So this connection, like being in touch with guru, is very, very important. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur instructs us in his famous prayer for the spiritual master. Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado yasya prasadan nagati kutopi yayan stuvam stasya shastri sandhyam bande guru shri charanaravindam. By the satisfaction of the spiritual master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes satisfied. And by not satisfying the spiritual master, there is no chance of being promoted to the plane of Krishna consciousness. I should therefore meditate and pray for his mercy 3 times a day, and offer my respectful obeisances unto him, my spiritual master. The whole process, however, depends on perfect knowledge of the soul beyond the conception of the body, not theoretically, but practically, when there is no longer a chance for sense gratification manifested in fruitive activities. So basically, Prabhupada is saying that, just simply knowing that I am not the body is of no use. If I am the soul, what is the activity of the soul? Is to serve Krishna. So if when we are engaged in serving Krishna, then there is no question of serving Krishna means gratifying him. his senses. And so then there is no longer a chance for gratifying our senses. One who is not firmly fixed in mind is diverted by various types of fruitive acts. So if you're not fixed in mind, then we will get engaged in various other activities which might not be beneficial at all for us. So this is most important verse, as in we have to read this verse, meditate on this. First of all, make bhakti as the only aim in our life. Okay, and more importantly, surrender to a guru, right? And make his instruction the mission of our life. Where is it? Yeah. Accept the instruction as one's mission in life. Okay. Any thoughts? This has to be done. So if you're not initiated, please get initiated. Get initiated in such a way that at least you can be in touch with your guru in some way or form. If you're already initiated, then please make sure that you understand what your guru expects from you and try to dedicate your life to achieve that. This is perfection in bhakti. If you don't do this, then we are not going to achieve perfection. Okay. Okay. Nobody has anything to say, then I'll move on.